Tell Her No, The Zombies on Zoomer Radio, the original greatest hits, a song that, for whatever reason, which I am about to explore with our friend Andy Kim, is one of those songs that made him look at music and go, yeah, these are my people.
Yes, and I just want to, there's like a footnote. Never listen to Eric Alper's lists. I know he comes here. Never listen to Eric Alper's lists. You know what? Sometimes a song grabs you and you don't know what it is. But I just think that was it Argent, the lead vocalist?
Yeah, Rod Argent.
And there's something about his emotional timbre that always takes my heart away and just cries for what he's going through. And I think that that's the power of music, you know? And so that's why I just love the Zombies. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I was watching it on TV one night, and there they were. And I said, oh, my God, it's the Zombies. It's the older Zombies, but it's the Zombies.
Right.
You know?
I want to. This was the first time that we met. We met last night, actually, at an event. But I saw you last year as the surprise guest at Dream Serenade, which is a fundraiser for a school here in Toronto that helps children with special needs. And I was so not surprised, but so happy for you when you were announced as the surprise guest, because Dream Serenade does that every year. It happens at Roy Thompson Hall. And when your name was called out, and you walked out onto the stage, there was this wave of love. Like, honestly, I was in the middle of that audience, and people couldn't get to their feet fast enough to give you an ovation. And when you started to sing, everybody stayed on their feet. You were really the only musician who had us all dancing. Everybody else was clapping and singing along to other songs, but everybody was on their feet with you. It was very special. Does that ever get old, tired?
Oh, well, first of all, you know what? I get nervous when I walk on. So I was oblivious to all of that. So thank you for making me feel great a year later, you know, about all of it. I'm always wondering, okay, so it's one song and I'm a surprise guest. Oh, what's going to happen? And so, you know, for me, I've always felt that I share my songs with those who gave me a life. I didn't do this on my own, and I think the thanks goes to not only radio, but the people that went out and purchased the record. And if that's the reaction, then I feel very, very lucky and blessed.
Awesome.
Andy invoked the name of Eric Alper and talked about the lists of songs that Eric prepared for us in terms of the ones that are, according to Eric, some of Andy's favorites. One thing that Eric, because he's Andy's publicist guy, one thing that I think has made Eric's job very easy, and we'll talk to Andy about this after 8:30 this morning, is there's never a shortage of Andy Kim stuff to talk about, whether it's an induction into Canada's Walk of Fame, whether it's the 50th anniversary of a song that we're going to play for you before 9 o'clock, or now the induction into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. Andy's always out there somewhere, never far out of the spotlight. And we'll talk to Andy about that coming up in just a couple minutes. But right now, I'm looking at the clock. I'm thinking it's Jane's turn.
Good morning. It is 8:30. I'm Jane Brown with the news on Zoomer Radio, Friday, September 20th. 15 Celsius, 59 Fahrenheit, on the way to a high of 26 with a mix of sun and clouds. Your full weekend forecast in just a couple of minutes. In the news, day 10 of the federal election campaign begins with Justin Trudeau and his Liberal re-election team still in crisis management mode. Trudeau will be in Toronto for a policy announcement later this morning, but is likely to face more questions about his past experiences with wearing blackface and brownface makeup. He was at a town hall meeting in Saskatoon last night. Most of the crowd was friendly, but one man of color put Trudeau on the spot.
Earlier today, you were questioned about how many times you have appeared in blackface or brownface. I'll make it easy. Is it possible to round to the nearest 5?
Okay. I'm not going to make light of the situation. I don't think it's something that we should be making light of. I think far too many people in this country face discrimination and intolerance on a daily basis. And what I did was inexcusable.
Trudeau's main opponent in the federal campaign continues to weigh in on the scandal. Conservative leader Andrew Scheer urged Canadians last night not to buy into Trudeau's apologies.
Canadians might have been able to accept Justin Trudeau's apology if he hadn't lied about it. But he was asked specifically if there were other instances, and he said that there was only one other incident. Now we know that there are at least 3. And an apology based on a lie is not a real apology.
Scheer will be in New Brunswick to begin the day with an announcement in St. John. The Greens' Elizabeth May will be in Calgary to talk transport infrastructure. And NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is to make an announcement in Windsor at noon. Race-based data will soon be collected by Toronto Police, a decision made yesterday by members of the Police Services Board. The policy aims to eliminate systemic racism in the service, and it comes after recommendations from the Ontario Human Rights Commission. A 2018 report found that Black people in Toronto are 3.6 times more likely to be involved in a situation where police use force and nearly 20 times as likely to be shot and killed by police. Mayor John Tory says extensive consultation led to this new policy.
And it is something that is going to increase transparency. It is something that is going to increase accountability. And it is something that is going to lead to more respect and more trust.
The information will be posted annually, and the police service will team up with an independent civilian body to analyze the findings, which will not identify any officers. The policy takes effect next year. We could be in for a doozy of a flu season. Experts are forecasting a severe flu season on the way, with an expected return of the H2N3 virus strain that brought severe flu symptoms last season. There's also new research out of Japan which suggests antibacterial hand sanitizer may not be as effective against the flu as previously thought. Scientists compared the use of alcohol-based hand sanitizers to regular soap and water hand hygiene in terms of its efficacy to kill the influenza virus. What they found was that the germs on the hand actually have to be dried for the alcohol-based hand sanitizers to work at maximum efficacy. Flu is transmitted via droplets. This year's flu vaccine will be available in Ontario starting sometime next month. In sports tonight at BMO Field, the Toronto Argonauts host the Calgary Stampeders. Argos coach Corey Chamblin says his team still has a shot at the playoffs.
Play a football game and win a football game, So as long as computer says we have a chance, then we always have a chance, and that's the way I look at it. So
Argos are coming off a bye week, but in their previous game in Week 13, they beat Ottawa. Zoomer Radio News Time at 8:35, Zoomer Radio Weekend Weather. Enjoy this final weekend of summer 2019. 2/3 of it looks great. Sunny today and 26, mix of sun and clouds and 27 for your Saturday. We could get some showers, but that's good for the grass in the garden on Sunday with a high of 23. We're at 15 Celsius or 59 Fahrenheit. I'm Jane Brown. News next at 9 on Zoomer Radio.
Zoomer Radio, the original greatest hits.